How Mitakuyepi. Hello everyone. This is a medicine wheel. It's one of the sacred symbols for Lakota people, and it represents many things. And one of the things that it represents is all life. And we can categorize everything into these four groups. For example, we can say that the black represents that which moves and grows, and up here could represent the four-legged, and this yellow part could represent the two-legged, which includes the bears. As in our stories, we have a very sacred person who is a bear, and he walks upright, and his name is Hunum. And for this reason, bears are considered two-legged. And Hunum, this also means two-legged. Hu is legs, and Num is short for Numpa, two. Okay, and down here could represent that which flies, yeah, the winged. We are all on here. We are all important. We are all connected to each other. Yeah, what happens to one part affects the whole thing. Yeah, so please keep that in mind, that how we live our lives, it affects everything, all life. And when I say this part could represent that which moves and grows, this includes flowers, yeah, in so many things, water, the air. And this medicine wheel can also represent the four elements, yeah. It could represent the earth, the wind, and water, and fire. So they are all on here, yeah? And they're all connected to each other. When something goes imbalanced in one area, it affects the other areas. Yeah? So again, how we live our lives really affects everything. And today is the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, and I know a lot of people will be popping fireworks and firecrackers. You know, when we see this, we go, wow, look at that, all these colors and flashes and sparks and sparkles and so forth. That's how we see it. However, like I said, with this medicine wheel, this represents all life. And what we do affects all of this. So for those people, meaning the animals and plants that are out there in the nature, in the forest, for example, when we are doing our fireworks, popping them and all that stuff, this is affecting them in a bad way. It might be traumatizing for them. For those of you who have dogs, for example, for a lot of dogs, this is horror. This is terrorizing. And they get traumatized from this. The birds that are flying and something goes off, it could kill one of them. The other animals, even the plants, when they hear this booming and loud noises, this is like an abuse of sound, and it affects them. It hurts them. And we need to think about that. When we communicate, we should be mindful of all life, yeah, like the medicine wheel shows. Also, when these fireworks are going off, look at what it's doing to the air. Look at what it's doing to the water, the ground. When people set off their fireworks, they just leave it on the ground. And the gunpowder, the residue, all the stuff that's left over, people just leave it in the streets, leave it, wherever they set their fireworks off, they just leave it there. And this is violating nature. This is pollution. This is sound pollution, like I was saying earlier. It does stuff to the air that is not good. And it's really a selfish activity when you think about it. Because like I said, when we see this, a lot of us are like, wow, cool, like I said before, but it's just because we're thinking about ourselves when really we should be mindful of everything, of all life. And so I ask you to please consider this when you're out there tonight and concerning fireworks and things like that. And also, I wish you all a happy new year, and I hope it's a good one. We say this all the time. Yeah, we say this every year. I'm hopeful for a peaceful year. I'm hoping for a year where we can learn and we can appreciate the blessings that we have. But really, we should be thinking like this every day and not just New Year's Eve. Yeah, so I wish for peace for all, and also that we have peace within each one of us, because reality begins within. So if we have peace inside of us, then naturally it goes out and it's in our communication. And our communication is the things that we say, how we say them, things that we do, how we do them, how we process our thoughts, how we process our emotions. And it's also how we receive information. When we look at something and it makes us feel a certain way, or somebody says something to us, that's incoming communication. And how do we do these things? Do we interpret things with clarity, or do we just gossip? For example, that's an unhealthy communication. So when we communicate in a healthy way, that's how we build and maintain and nurture peace within us. And this is a way of life. It's not something that should only be thought about on New Year's Eve. Okay? This is something that we really should be striving for every day. And so I wish peace every day for all of us, and also for within each one of us too. I hope you have a safe time this evening, and again, to be mindful of everything around you and be mindful of yourself. Yeah? Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And the medicine wheel can represent that too. Yeah? Mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And they all connect to each other. And when we do that, that's when we really know what love is. And so I wish and hope that we will be able to learn from our difficult experiences so that we can enjoy our blessings. Because when we do that, our difficult experiences transform into blessings, and in which we gain knowledge and wisdom. And this is medicine. Yeah, this is medicinal power. And we can then help others with that. So this is something that I hope for us. And have a safe evening, and fellowship with one another, and celebrate in a healthy way. And again, just be mindful of everything around you, and that your communication affects everything. And setting off fireworks is a communication. And even though it looks joyous, as I said, when you think about all of life, it's not joyous for most of life. So please keep that in mind, and think of those who are going through a difficult time. Pray for them. As for them, it's really difficult at this time. So keep that in mind, because we are all connected to each other. So what happens to one of us affects the rest of us. And when somebody is going through a difficulty, we can send prayers to them. And when we do that, it's a healthy communication. It's helping them and it helps us too because of this natural law of generosity. So with that, I'll catch you in 2025.